to another episode of Ebony Ladies in the DR. I'm Bridget from Houston. Join me in meeting the rest of our co-hosts.
I'm Sheila from Silver Spring, Maryland.
I'm Shan from Atlanta.
I'm Tammy from South Carolina.
And you can catch us here on YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everybody get excited with me. Our topic today is all about our newest expat, Tammy. So it is going to be an awesome show today. We're going to dig in. Tammy is a successful motivational speaker, author, and investor. So we are going to pick her brain, find out more about her life in the United States prior to coming to the DR. So we're going to jump right in with that question. So Tammy, tell us some details about your life in the United States before coming to the Dominican Republic.
Okay, so before coming here, so obviously I said I'm from South Carolina. That's where I was born and raised. I went to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Ooh, go Tar Heels. And then I moved to Los Angeles for 15 years.
Wow.
Always wanted to live in a sunny area, always wanted to live by the beach, and I thought that was going to be my living by the beach experience. So about maybe 13 years into it, I started missing my family desperately, and I decided to move closer to home. So I moved to Atlanta. So I actually lived in Atlanta before I came here to the DR.
Oh, wow. And so now you're, unlike us, we did a semi-retirement just because we were kind of tired of the rat race. Sheila for retirement. Shanna, as we heard, was just kind of missing something. So what actually, how's your transition? Because you're still doing your same business. You're a motivational speaker, you're investing, you're still doing everything that you were doing in the U.S. So how is that for you?
It's really good. So unlike you guys, I never planned to move to the Dominican Republic. I came to the Dominican Republic on vacation for my birthday a year and a half ago, minding my own business, and met my current boyfriend. And so that was what and even then it was never a situation where it was like, oh, I'm going to move to the Dominican.
Right.
It just so happened that it was harder for him to move to the U.S. than for me to move here. So it ended up being that, okay, I'm going to move here. So luckily, with my business at the time when I was in Atlanta, I was actually a corporate trainer, so motivational speaking, doing leadership trainings for an actual company. And so that was very hard. It was very difficult because I love what I do. I love motivating people. And I decided that, you know what, though, I have to figure out like how to make this work. And so I decided, you know what, I'm just going to do it and figure it out as I go along. So I've been able to continue to work my businesses, mainly the investing side now. But yeah, it's actually worked out very well.
So how was it breaking the news to friends and family? How did that go? Also, I would like to know, did you do like a big announcement or did you kind of keep it intimate within your circle?
So I actually decided March of this past year, or this current year. Yeah, I decided in March. And I had no idea how I was going to tell my family, how I was going to tell my friends, because I just knew that everybody was going to think, oh my gosh, she's crazy, right? I watched 90 Day Fiance just like everybody else. You know?
That's my show.
I was like, everybody's going to think I'm crazy. And so I said, okay. I said, I'm going to tell I think my best friend was the first person that I told. And she was very supportive. And I said, okay, so next I'm going to tell my family. So I kind of did it slowly. So in, I think it was May, I told my family and I got everybody on the phone together, mom, dad, actually my mom and my dad separately, and then my sisters and brother all together. And I just, said, hey guys, I have to tell you something very big and very important. So I wanted to get you guys all on the call at the same time so that nobody found out before the other person kind of thing. I wanted to make sure everybody found out at the same time. And I told them, and they all kind of breathed, a sigh of relief.
Oh, wow.
They thought it was going to be something bad.
They thought that I was going to say that I was getting married to him.
Oh,
yeah.
So of course your family knew about him.
Yeah. They knew about him, that kind of thing. Because I've been back and forth to the DR five times in the last year.
Okay.
So so they knew that we were serious.
Yeah.
But they all thought that, oh my gosh, she's gonna tell us that she's getting married.
Or pregnant.
Already eloped. It was already a done deal.
Right. Okay. And so they were kind of like, huh. And then they were like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So once I really explained to them, like, no, it would be crazy for me to marry somebody that I've never lived in the same country with. They got it.
Right.
They got it. You know, my dad, I think, was the person who took it like the hardest, though. He was not.
Daddy.
Well, that's because you're his baby girl.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's always going to be overly protective of you. And because he's a man.
He was the first
he was
man.
like,
Yes.
He was like, who is this?
He was like,
who's
what?
this man?
I'm not happy about this at all. And he gave me the best advice ever. He said, well, listen, when you go over there, you just make sure that you keep enough money in your bank account for a plane ticket back.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Just keep enough for a plane ticket back. You can come back. You don't have to tell anybody. You ain't got to explain nothing.
Nope.
Just come back to the U.S.
Wow.
So, but you know, after that, everybody was very supportive.
Yeah.
And then the end of May happened, and people started dying in the DR.
Right.
Yeah.
So all of that
That's another
happened
topic.
this year, guys,
Right.
when we started
So
getting
that
all these news reports
Yeah.
that people were dying in the DR. And so then my family got really
concerned.
like, whoa, what is happening? And so
That's tough. That was tough.
that was tough because I also wanted to tell my big family like 2 months ahead. Like, again, I had this whole thing planned out. I was like, then I'm going to tell the big family, you know? So I told all of them over like a big text message, like a family text message. I, you know, laid out what was happening, that kind of thing, so that everybody could hear it at the same time.
By the way, I'm still going.
I'm still going.
The plans are still
I'm
in
fine.
place.
I've been reading the news reports. They're not murdering Americans.
Right. Okay.
But that was hard because I really did want it to be like this great, joyous thing. But
right.
instead, it was like this
Yeah.
cloud of, because of
Yeah.
course everybody's, are you sure you're gonna be safe? You know, blah blah blah. Don't drink any alcohol. Like it was just, so it kind of took the thunder out of.
Yeah, I had a similar situation when
Really?
I was moving. Yeah, when I was moving, it was the whole they don't like black people, the Haitians. They're you know they're very prejudiced against dark skinned people. So that was what I was hearing. So I totally can relate to you on that, and have not experienced any of that since I've been here, by the way. But yeah, it's not fun to go through or have your family to be witnessing that along with you as you're trying to make this big, huge change to your life. So
Absolutely. And I would say, just for the audience out there, if you have a family, a friend who's moving out of the country, trust me, they are already worried. They are already thinking about all the things that you're going to. They don't need you to add to their stress. They can read.
Be supportive. You have to remember, everybody's an adult.
What they need is
homework.
Well, there's a way to do it. There's a proper way to do it. Show concern, but don't be overly negative. There's no room for negativity when you're making such a big decision for your life. You don't need that extra negativity.
Now, I have a question. So you said it was easier for you to come here. So had he already had his papers where he could go back and forth to the U.S., would you all be living in Atlanta instead of the DR?
Oh, definitely.
Really?
Definitely, because it was a point of argument for us because I don't know Spanish, but he knows English. So for me, and as a motivational speaker, I make a living speaking English. So if I can't speak the language, I can't make a living. That was my mentality.
Here,
How am I gonna go there and make a living? But you can do that anyway, and he's a photographer. I'm like, you have your own business. You don't have to worry about getting a job. Like, it just made more sense for him to come. But unfortunately, he tried 3 times. And it was actually a friend of mine who works for the embassy for, I think, Venezuela. And she was the one that said, oh, he's never going to get a visa. Just because she knows the process. And there's like 5 countries that are on a list of places that they, for the most part, just don't. Leave. Yeah, they don't want to give visas to. And Dominican Republic is one of those places, unfortunately. So she said you're gonna have to move, and even if you guys were to get married and do that whole thing, that's like a 2-year process. So she was like, so if you want to be with him, pack up and move to the Dominican Republic.
Okay. So what was your process? Did you sell all of your stuff, or do you have a place waiting in LA or in Atlanta for just in case that paperwork works out for him and y'all move back? Or did you sell everything and we met people last night that brought 12 suitcases. Wow. They paid $800 in extra baggage fees.
Wow.
I would have just shipped a container. It had everything you want, but that's another story. So what did you do?
Wow. So for me, well, it's kind of twofold. Number one, I wanted to be all in because I'd gotten advice from a lot of my girlfriends and things like that. And a lot of my girlfriends were like, look, if you're going to, don't give yourself a back door.
Right.
If you give yourself a back door, you'll take the back door. Mm-hmm. If you're going to be all in the relationship sense, you can't be like, well, I got an apartment at home. No. So he does something I don't like. Oh my goodness. I'm out, you know? Mm-hmm. So I did take in that perspective of, okay, if you're going to go. And then secondly, when my transition from Los Angeles to Atlanta, I actually left storage, my stuff in storage. So I've been paying storage for years, literally years, and haven't had time to go back to get my stuff and stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, so I'm gonna have stuff in storage in California, stuff in storage in Atlanta, and living in another country. So for me, I just decided to do a purge. So I flew to Los Angeles a month before I left to come here. I sold all of my stuff out of my storage unit, which was probably the hardest thing I've ever done. And honestly, I kind of regret it now. I kind of regret it now.
Why?
I just, sentimental value, you know? Like there's some things that are just like for instance, books. I love books. I love my book collection. I gave away all of my books to Goodwill. Oh my goodness. And a lot of those books, I can go back and order them again, but it won't be the same copy with my highlights, like some of those books I've had since high school. And when I think about them, like I tear up, like, and I know you
She does.
and just even like my bed, like I loved my bed and I paid thousands of dollars for it. And I sold it for like $200, you know? And so it just kind of felt like you worked really hard all these years, and now you have nothing to show for all that hard work.
So Tammy, excuse me, so you didn't look into like keeping, because you didn't have to ship everything like in a large container, because there are smaller containers and you can share containers. You didn't think about or consider doing any of that, especially with like your books and the things that you said that you wanted to keep?
At that time, it felt like a weight. Like it's just this thing that I have that I constantly think about. It's almost like a problem. Like I have this bill that I'm paying every month, and I'm trying to think about, okay, well, how am I going to get my stuff? And if I had been in Atlanta for 2.5 years and I hadn't gone to get my stuff yet, if I'm in the DR, I'm definitely not getting it. So I'm just paying now for stuff to just be sitting in a warehouse somewhere. Yeah. So for me, that's what it was. It was about letting go, like releasing.
But not only that, though, wasn't your plan only to be here for 3 months?
Yeah, that's true too.
3 months.
The thing about it, so
you were coming for 3 months to help him pack and leave. That was it. That was the plan.
Well, again, because you gotta remember, I didn't want to come. I didn't want to, like, it wasn't my, like, I like coming here on vacation. I love it, but I never wanted to come
to live.
So, and I'm like, and you gotta remember too, everybody tells you, oh, when you get there and you're living in the same country, then you're gonna see the real him. Yeah. You've been seeing him on vacation before. Now you're gonna see the real him. So it almost makes you, like, people basically were trying to say, like, you might not like him as much as you like him now. So so my goal was to just come for 3 months, check it out, and then if I liked it, to keep going.
So you probably wouldn't have packed up a whole bunch of stuff for 3 months if that was her mindset.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, I understand that, but for 3 months. But I mean, with me, I still have my house in the States, and I still have my car and everything. I didn't, because mine was a short-term plan. I was going to give it at least a year, but now I'm giving it 2 years. But like you, I had the naysayers and everything, but like with anything else, when you buy a house, okay, about your honey bun. So what if you were moving from North Carolina to Los Angeles because that's where the love of your life was? That's just about the same distance. Granted, it's not in another country, but it's the same thing. You could have moved out there. All the things that people were telling you about what could go wrong, and that was the thing that don't tell me about what could. If you know me, you know I'm not stupid. But it's the same thing, and I don't know.
I think ultimately it's a hard question for anybody. What do I do with my I couldn't give up my car. Like, I love my car, paid off, and so my car is at my mom's house. I was like, I love him, but I don't know if I love him. So I was like, let me, just in just in case I
Right.
need to
Keep
have
the
a
car.
car when I get back.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was a hard decision. It was a hard decision.
That is
That's
a
why
hard
I was
decision.
paying storage fees for years,
Yeah,
you know. But
yeah.
ultimately, it just felt like also too coming over here, living off of savings and that kind. I didn't know what. I just felt like get rid of anything extra was what I kind of felt like, you know.
And ultimately, I think that's a good thing because here I am 4 years later, and I'm still paying storage fees.
Yeah.
I still have a storage unit.
And what are you
I thought
holding on to?
everything.
No,
What's
I-
going on? Why you
sentimental
holding on
value.
to it? Just
The same thing. I worked really hard.
Full of stuff.
Storage. I mean, I got a whole house I could go furnish
Right.
based on my storage unit. I know. I'm not proud of
And
this.
I didn't want to do
Proud
it.
of this.
So when are you going to? I don't know. It's all about Tammy.
So
how is it?
how have things been since you've gotten down here? Like with if you don't want to delve into your relationship.
Yeah,
so,
no,
so everything's
it's
so far so good.
Yeah, so the funny thing is everybody kind of made it seem like, oh, you know, you're going to see the real him. And seeing the real him, I actually like him more.
Oh, that's
Like-
so
that's
good.
fabulous.
And I
That
don't know
is
if it's
awesome
just
to hear.
him or Dominican men, but there's a huge difference, you know, and
That's really nice.
he's amazing. He's just, he's an amazing guy. And so now I'm having this, so now it's like, okay, so now what's our future going to be like, you know? Like
Yeah.
I just went on an investment tour with Shan, trip with Shan. Anyway, you know, to look at properties and things like that because now I'm at a place because we are in love, we are great, we you know, we're a good couple together. We are thinking about the future and how do we live here or how do we have dual citizenship? So that's what we're trying to figure out. Is there a way that we can go back and forth?
Yeah.
So it's a lot up in the air.
It
So
is.
we don't know.
But it's
It is,
exciting.
but-
It's a
It's
lot, but it's
exciting.
really exciting. Because I met Hochi, and hope I can say his name. But I met him, and he's a really nice guy. I agree that he's a fun-loving, good, cool dude. So, yeah, now I think it's important for you guys to kind of look into the future and what you guys are going to, what that plan looks like now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before you actually got ready to fly here and come, what was your biggest fear?
Oh God! Well, the fact that I'm leaving everything, I sold all my stuff. I'm leaving my job. I'm leaving my family, my friends,
Yes.
and this thing doesn't work out.
So
The risk.
But what you do now, your motivational speaking, all of that, it wasn't like you were in an office. And were you contract or were you working with a company?
So
And
at
then
that time,
sent
I
you
was.
around?
At that
Oh,
time, I was
okay.
working with a company, and that company had become like my family. Like I really love the people that I work with. I love the trainings that I was doing. I'd actually just helped to create this huge training that was like company wide, and I really wanted to see that grow into
Yeah.
fruition. But it just felt like the timing. So for me, the way that I chose my leave date, was simply because of my lease in Atlanta.
Wow.
So it wasn't like,
Okay.
okay, I'm going to plan for 6 months.
Right.
It was like, well, my lease is up in August, so August 1st, so that's my move date.
So you actually left a job, a good job, to come here.
Yeah.
How did you announce it to your company?
Did
to
you get
go-
2 weeks notice?
Yeah. What did you do?
So and I really wrestled with this because honestly, I knew about a couple months before. I wrestled with it. Number one, I didn't want to tell them. Number two, I didn't want to tell them, and then they said, okay, well, you go ahead and go.
Now.
Bye
Right.
now. You
Yeah,
know,
we
like
need
I
to-
wanted
we need
to.
somebody's gonna be here.
Yeah, so I
Right.
actually gave them the standard 2-week notice. You know,
Right.
I wanted to do a month, but you know, talk to like a lot of friends, you know, things,
Don't
and,
do
and
it.
everybody's like, don't do it, don't do it.
Your
Give
treatment
it 2
would have
weeks
been
notice.
different.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
start to treat you different.
So yeah, but I felt like I felt just immensely guilty, even just walking into work every day.
Wow.
I just
Knowing.
felt so guilty knowing that, oh my gosh, I'm about to move out of the country. So it was hard. It was really hard.
So you
honestly.
really loved what you did. Me,
Yeah,
I
I
had
love what I
pictures
do.
of the beach. I was rubbing it in. I was like, I can't wait. I'm about to move. It's on. I'm about to be gone. They were like, wow.
Wow.
Just keep
Count
rubbing
down on
it in.
Facebook.
I was counting down on Facebook. If anybody was following me, I would start doing it in Spanish. I started.
I
getting
saw
so
your
excited.
countdown.
I
did.
I was
I
like,
saw your
look,
countdown.
they gonna have this job open and posted before I get on the plane.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That
So
was
that was the other thing too, though, because I didn't give my job. I only gave my job a 2-week notice. I couldn't announce it to the world. Like I couldn't
Right,
announce it on
yeah.
Facebook because I have coworkers. I couldn't. So I literally announced it on Facebook. I think a week before I left.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, next week I'm moving to another
Yeah,
country.
oh,
So everybody was like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
Well, yeah. So, you know, so I know people think that I'm a very impulsive person. I'm actually not.
No.
I'm not.
Okay.
I let y'all know
No.
at the last minute, but yeah, I really put thought into it. So.
And so, right now, tell everyone how long you've been in the DR, just to remind them how long you've actually been here now. And
Wow. Well, today makes exactly 2 months and 1 day. 2 months and 1 day.
Congrats.
So we gotta like put chains and handcuffs on you for 29 days to make sure
Right.
you make past that 3-month mark.
Yes. Well, I just
We're not letting
signed.
you go.
Yeah. I will be here at least for another month at least.
Oh, another month?
Yeah. No, I mean in the sense of but no, I'll be here. I don't see myself leaving anytime
Why are you
soon.
saying
She
that?
don't see herself leaving.
Don't let
No,
me
we're not
get to
letting
loving
you
you and everything, and then you just leave.
No. I will be
Don't
here.
be coming in and out of my life.
I
All
promise
right.
you, I will be
That's what I'm
here.
talking about. I'll be
I
like,
think unless something really big happens to change it.
That's good.
Because you could go, I mean, there's still LA. Do you think you could see yourself living there again?
You know, the hard part, after living here, there's some things that are very expensive here, but
oh yeah.
housing tends to be a little bit cheaper. So I don't think I could ever pay LA prices.
Okay.
again.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
a
Like
good
once
part.
you realize what you can get in
Yeah.
other areas, you know, and be 10 minutes away from the beach, I don't think I'll ever do it.
Yeah.
Even though I love LA, it still has a special place in my
LA is
heart.
cool. LA is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, other than the love of your life here, what else do you love about the Dominican? What since you've been here the 2 months? Because you've been moving around. Not to interrupt you. You've been moving around the country, probably more than we have. So tell me, what's your favorite?
Let's see. So I've always loved living by the beach. Always living by the beach. Even when I got my like Chinese reading or whatever, that was the first thing they said. You need to live by the ocean. Like your body is just made for the ocean. Even though I can't swim.
Really?
I know. Yeah, I can't swim, but like they're
we
always
gotta
like, make
teach
sure
you
wherever
to
you are, there's
swim.
water.
Yeah, we got to teach you to
Yeah,
swim.
so I can't. I'm not a very good
You
swimmer.
can't live here like that.
I know.
Okay.
But I think I love just a slower pace. I was so stressed out in the U.S. Now that I'm
Everybody.
here, I realize that I was just so stressed out that even sometimes I'm kind of like I have this anxiety because I feel like I should be doing something.
Right.
I always I need to have something planned because that's how it was in the
do.
U.S. And especially in the type of work that I do with personal development, I was very big on what's the next goal, hit the next goal, hit the next goal.
Right.
And here I'm just like. Just enjoying life.
Yeah,
Enjoying
it's
the
time.
peace.
It took us time to just
Yeah.
kind of slow down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got anxious like after
Yeah.
the 3rd or 4th month. I was like, okay, I'm ready to do something now. You know, I filled up my days doing all this stuff, but it was still like that U.S. mentality.
Yeah.
Just gotta go and gotta be by the clock and gotta do this. You know, so the beach and what's your food? What do you love in DR?
Oh my
Because
gosh.
you post a lot of really good food. So.
Yes, well, my honey
Jump out
bunny, he's a chef, so he cooks for me all the time. So
Jeez.
I like honestly, like all the food here is good. Like
I'm
if you go to the restaurants, great.
Yes.
Stay away from the all-inclusives if you can, because the restaurant food is so much better here. But then him being a chef, his food is actually better than the restaurants. Yeah, so everything here is just so fresh. That's what you realize. Also, you don't get that over full feeling, you know. Like we went out to dinner the other night, and I ordered a cheeseburger and fries, and I almost like called the waitress back because I almost was like, "Where's the rest of my fries?" And I realized, wait, no, Americans like we're given so much.
half a plate.
Bread.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And you're like, you don't actually need that because when I ate it, I was full.
You were fine.
You know, so
Yeah.
the portion sizes are actually what you should be eating.
And I'm used to that now because now when I go home, I'm like, wow, that's way too much
right,
food.
get a to-go
So
box
I have the
immediately.
opposite happening to me now. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
So we're happy. Any last questions for Tammy, you guys? Any last thoughts from you, Tammy, about being here? You're so new, 2 months.
I know, so new 2 months. I know, I'm always.
She's the baby.
I'm the baby, and I think I get reminded all the time. And Shan always, she's like, Shan, I don't even think about stuff like that anymore. You know?
Right?
And I'm like, I'm still very much in my American mentality. So,
But you do remind me a lot of myself when I first got here.
got
So
here.
it's not that I feel you. It's just I'm so far from that point now. But yeah,
Yeah.
I feel you though.
Yeah.
I feel you.
So I'm a work in progress. I'm almost Caribbean.
No, you're Caribbean.
I'm getting there. I'm
You
getting there.
enjoying
Well,
the
welcome. Welcome to the
Oh, we're
DR.
so
We're
happy
glad
to
to
have
have
you.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna
I'm
keep
so
our eye on
happy.
you because I'm not gonna let you at last minute me and be like, oh, well, I'm moving out of the country in a week.
Right.
It's not happening because we're
Yeah.
gonna be on top of it. We're gonna stay in touch, you know.
Yes,
And
indeed.
this group is a
Absolutely.
new group. You know,
Yeah.
we're a new family.
Yeah.
So, but you know, guys, thank you all. I think that's gonna wrap up this edition of Ebony Ladies in the DR. We sure hope you enjoyed it. We enjoyed learning more about Tammy and her journey here. So you can join us right here on YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guys, remember, love yourself like nobody else can.
Yes.
Bye. Adios.
Besos.